clarity, some transparency to what's going on.
Fans are frustrated.
Give us a reason to go to the game this week.
That's why it's not much of a surprise to see that the Browns ticket sales are starting to plummet. If anything, it's surprising that it didn't happen sooner. If the Browns announced Shedeur Sanders was starting this afternoon, those tickets would be $100 by tomorrow morning.
The entire NFL world is in a state of utter shock right now. Cleveland Browns game tickets are currently selling for a mere $6. Yes, $6. Fans are collectively asking what this signifies, how things could have possibly gotten this bad, and what it foretells about the team's future. Today, we are breaking down precisely why the price has so catastrophically crashed and what is truly happening behind the scenes. The fans this week are scrutinizing the situation and audibly wondering what the team realistically expects from them. At this point, people are completely exhausted by the same persistent problems, the same recurring mistakes, and the same agonizingly slow response from the people in charge. When the fan base starts openly saying they need a tangible reason to even show up, it means the fundamental connection between the team and its community is becoming dangerously weaker. Supporters who once used to show up, regardless of the circumstances, are now actively questioning whether the entire experience is even worth it anymore. They are demanding effort, they are demanding direction, and they are demanding honesty from a team they have followed for years. And when they do not receive that, their frustration inevitably grows. This is not a sudden development, it is the cumulative result of many weeks during which the fans have felt completely unheard and taken for granted. As the collective frustration continues to build, you can see the undeniable impact in the most obvious and telling place: the ticket prices. When people begin to lose interest or feel profoundly let down, it is starkly reflected in the way they choose to spend their money. Prices falling this hard and this fast did not come out of nowhere. It is the direct result of fans slowly but surely disconnecting from a team that has not shown any meaningful improvement where it truly matters. The dramatic drop tells a clear and unambiguous story. People do not want to invest their valuable time and their hard-earned money in something that feels hopelessly stuck, perpetually uncertain, or just badly managed. The deeper and more concerning question is whether anyone inside the organization truly understands what these empty seats actually represent. It is not just about a loss in sales, it is a blaring warning that the trust and the excitement that used to fill the stadium have begun to precipitously fade. But the most revealing part of this entire situation is how incredibly fast things could change if the team were to make a single move that actually gave the fans something fresh and tangible to believe in again. The people are not fully gone, they are just waiting. One bold decision, one definitive sign of a new direction could completely shift the entire atmosphere that surrounds the team. Announcing a young, promising quarterback as the new starter would instantly bring a surge of energy back, because the fans want hope more than anything else. They want to feel as though the team is finally, at long last, moving forward instead of just circling the same old tired problems. The question now is whether the leadership will finally recognize this and act, or whether they will continue to passively watch the interest in their team fall even further while the fans keep waiting for a spark that never seems to come.
That's why it's not much of a surprise to see that the Browns ticket sales are starting to plummet. If anything, it's surprising that it didn't happen sooner. As shown by Mikey on X, tickets for Sunday's home game against the Baltimore Ravens are as cheap as $9. That's a great deal to watch Myles Garrett and Lamar Jackson square off live. Browns tickets Sunday have dropped to $9. It's less expensive to go watch Myles Garrett and Lamar Jackson battle it out than it is to go to your local McDonald's and pick up a quarter pounder. Wow, look at this. This is crazy, man. $9. Let's read what the fans are saying about it.
The stark reality of ticket prices crashing to a mere $6 and $9 tells you absolutely everything you need to know about where this team currently stands. The fans are not turning away because they have fallen out of love with football. They are turning away because the product on the field is completely empty, and the leadership is not giving them a single solitary thing to believe in. When it becomes cheaper to watch Myles Garrett and Lamar Jackson battle Lev than it is to buy a fast food meal, it signifies that people have stopped trusting the direction of the team. They do not see a plan, they do not see any tangible improvement, and they do not see any sense of urgency from Kevin Stefanski. Week after agonizing week, the fans are forced to watch the same problems repeat themselves, and yet the coach acts as if nothing is wrong. People are craving clarity. They are yearning for a spark. They want someone who can bring a semblance of energy back to this anemic offense. And right now, the one name they bring up again and again is Shedeur. The fans see his immense potential, his unwavering confidence, and the way he could completely shake up the entire atmosphere. They know that he brings attention, he brings excitement, and he brings hope. Three things that the stadium has not felt all year long. The complete collapse in ticket interest also serves to show just how profoundly disconnected Stefanski has become from the very fans he is supposed to be leading. Instead of adjusting, he keeps on pushing the same old tired plan, even as the stadium metaphorically and literally empties around him. People are tired of the slow decisions, the unclear direction, and the complete and utter lack of creativity on the offensive side of the ball. And how can we possibly forget the endless controversies that he himself has built? The fans do not feel any kind of a connection to what the coach is doing, and they do not see him making the bold choices that could potentially lift this team out of its current mess. A single move, like starting Shedeur, would completely flip the entire mood because the fans are absolutely desperate for a change and are completely tired of waiting for something that never seems to come. Shedeur represents a fresh start, a genuine chance to inject some much-needed life into a season that feels completely stalled under Stefanski's uninspired leadership. The demand is obvious in the way that the fans talk, in the posts that are spreading like wildfire online, and in the empty seats in the stadium. The people are ready for a new direction. The only question is whether the coach will continue to ignore all of the signs, or if he will finally give the fans the spark that they have been so desperately asking for.
I don't care if they were free. I'm not going to no home games until changes are made. Fire Kevin Stefanski and bench the midget. Man, these people is ruthless. At least be entertaining. Dillon is boring as hell. Fans want excitement, probably won't win, but make it entertaining at least. Throw in Shedeur. So glad I abandoned my season tickets after last season. Still not low enough for that team. May still have to pay for parking, and you will probably get hungry while there.
The comments from the fans make the entire situation completely and unequivocally clear. People are done supporting this team until real and substantive changes are finally made. And almost all of that palpable frustration points straight at Kevin Stefanski and the consistently poor choices that he keeps on making. The fans are now openly saying that they would not go to a home game even if the tickets were being given away for free. And that single statement tells you just how badly the trust between the team and its supporters has completely fallen. They are calling for Stefanski to be fired. They are tired of watching the same quarterback struggle week in and week out, and they want someone who can actually bring some energy back to the field. The people are not asking for perfection. They just want a team that feels alive again. Instead, they are stuck with a brand of slow, predictable, and boring football that completely drains all of the excitement out of the stadium. So why is Stefanski so stubbornly ignoring what every single fan can so clearly see? Why does he keep on forcing a plan that is so obviously not working? The fans are literally begging for something new, and the one name that they keep on coming back to is Shedeur. They want someone who can stretch the field, who can move with confidence, and who can at least make the game worth watching again. Even if the team is not winning just yet, they know that Shedeur brings a certain energy, a unique personality, and a sense of hope that has been so desperately missing all season long. But instead of giving the fans that spark, Stefanski continues to stick to the same tired choices and then has the audacity to wonder why the stadium is empty and the crowd is angry. How long can a coach continue to ignore his own fan base? How long can he refuse to make a change that everyone else in the entire world knows is so desperately needed?
The reason Kevin Stefanski's not playing Shedeur Sanders is because his job is safe. The only way you can get away with handling this quarterback situation as egregiously as he's handling the quarterback situation, continuing to play Dillon Gabriel, even though the offense has no spark, even though you're losing to the Jets and Justin Fields, even though Dillon Gabriel is airmailing now screens, is because you know you're safe.
I understand the idea that Stefanski might feel safe, but looking at the situation clearly, it simply does not really work that way. His job is not safe because he is not playing Shedeur. In fact, it is the exact opposite. Every single week that he keeps on starting a quarterback who simply cannot move the offense. The immense pressure on him only gets worse. The fans are angry, the ticket sales are crashing, and the team looks completely flat. No coach, with all of that happening around him, is safe. If anything, refusing to start Shedeur is putting Stefanski in an even more dangerous and precarious position, because he is actively ignoring the one single change that could potentially bring some life back to the offense and calm down the incredibly frustrated fan base. If your team is losing to backup quarterbacks and the offense looks completely dead, how can any coach possibly believe that his position is protected? What part of this entire situation gives him any sense of security? And why would he continue to avoid the one move that could shift the entire conversation in his favor? The truth is incredibly simple. The longer that Stefanski continues to avoid Shedeur, the worse it is going to get for him. Every single missed throw, every slow and plodding drive, and every single loss only adds more and more weight onto his shoulders. The people who are inside the organization can see the complete lack of energy just as clearly as the fans do. The owners, the general managers, and even the players all know when a coach is running out of answers. If Stefanski truly cared about protecting his own job, would he not at least try something different? Would he not want to show that he can adapt and that he can make bold, decisive choices? Keeping Shedeur on the bench does not make him look confident. It makes him look stubborn and completely disconnected. The question now is whether or not he even realizes that staying with the same failing plan is the fastest possible way to lose his job. And at what point will he finally understand that giving Shedeur a chance might be the only way to save himself?
Hey, Kevin, when are you going to win some more games, more than 4 games, Kevin, in a year?
Yeah, I don't have an update there.
Hey, Kevin, when are you going to put a respectable product on the field that the Cleveland Browns can be proud of?
Yeah, I don't have an update there.
Hey, Kevin, when are you going to answer some questions instead of saying we're going to be better, I got to get better, or we got to get that fixed?
Yeah, I don't have an update there.
These questions show exactly why so many fans are fed up with Stefanski right now.
These very questions demonstrate exactly why so many fans are completely fed up with Stefanski right now. Every single time someone asks him something real, something about winning, about putting a strong team on the field, about making actual tangible improvements, he invariably falls back on the same empty line. I don't have an update. That single dismissive answer might work once or twice, but when it becomes the only thing he ever says, it starts to sound as though he has no plan at all. The fans want honesty. They want a coach who gives real answers and who takes real responsibility, not someone who simply hides behind vague, meaningless phrases every single week. If your team keeps on losing, if your offense continues to struggle, and if your players look completely lost, how can you possibly keep on saying nothing? How long can a head coach continue to act as if this is all perfectly normal? When does he finally explain what exactly he is doing to fix it? The bigger and more pervasive problem is that this complete and utter lack of communication perfectly matches the complete and utter lack of progress on the field. Stefanski gives no updates simply because he has no solutions. When a coach consistently avoids giving clear answers, it usually means that he does not want to confront the real issues, the bad offense, the poor decisions, and the stubborn refusal to make any kind of meaningful changes. And the biggest and most glaring example of that is his inexplicable hesitation with the quarterback position. The fans all see the problems. They watch the same predictable mistakes every single week, and yet Stefanski just repeats the same tired old routine, as if things will somehow magically improve on their own. How can he possibly expect either the team or the fans to trust him when he will not even explain his own decisions? What kind of a message does it send when your own coach speaks as if everything is completely out of his control? This is not leadership. This is a coach who is running out of ideas and is desperately hoping that no one notices, but everyone does. Anyways, the Browns' ticket prices dropping this low only serve to show the real tangible cost of all of this indecision and poor leadership. Until the Cleveland Browns make bold and decisive changes, the fans will not come back. If you want to see real updates on the Browns, make sure to like and subscribe. So what do you think? How low do the ticket prices have to go before the team finally takes some action?